Hello, my name is George W. Jones, Director of Fine Arts for the Garland Independent School District, and welcome to another edition of Spotlight on the Arts. As many of you know, the Garland ISD has been named as one of the best communities for music education in the United States several times over the last few years. But we are equally proud of the other areas of fine arts instruction offered in our district, including our dance, art, and theater arts programs. We are fortunate to have strong theater arts programs at all of our middle school campuses, and that commitment to excellence carries over to our high school programs. The most obvious reason for our strong programs are the many great theater teachers that we have on all of our campuses. Today, we want to spotlight just one of those excellent teachers, Mr. Brandon Tijerina from Rowlett High School. Not only does Mr. Tijerina do an outstanding job of picking great plays for our students to perform, but over the past few years, he has written several outstanding plays that have been produced at Rowlett High School. His most recent venture was a play called The Plucker, which was performed at Rowlett High School in November. We recently visited with Brandon and want to share that interview with you today.
I grew up in San Antonio and went to East Central High School, and then after that went to UT Austin, where I majored in theater and education. Then thankfully right out of college I got a job with GISD, and I've been here for 8 years. My very first theater experience was at St. Philip's College when I was 10. I was waiting for my sister with my mom, and in the theater they're actually having auditions for The Wiz. So I walked in there as a 10-year-old to a college audition and stepped on stage and told them I wanted to audition, and I sang, and I got a part as a Munchkin when I was 10. And that was my very first theater experience, and ever since then it's been amazing. I did theater through middle school and high school. I'm still in touch with my directors from there. They give me advice every now and then. Sadly, towards the end of my high school career, my theater teacher was retiring. So, well, unfortunately and luckily, my senior year, my friend Desiree and I directed most of the shows that year, and that's when the bug really hit me of that I actually do like this. I love directing, I love putting on productions.
Now, there should be 4 morph suits. We're still waiting on 2 of them from Cast Mom, so 4 of you can put them on when you'll come on. So yes, yes ma'am.
There's a hat showing in the back, so do I need to...
They'll paint it.
My first original work was Wonderland 5 years ago. My favorite book of all time is Alice in Wonderland, and every stage production I've seen, every script I've read, I've just never liked it, so I decided to write my own. And luckily, the students and the audience liked it so much that the students wanted me to keep writing, so I wrote a new play the next year, and then the next year, and the kids pretty much won't let me stop now. I've written 4 full-length shows and a musical, and now I'm adapting The Plucker, which is a book by an artist named Brahm. And I mean, they've all been so much fun.
Angel walks with him?
Oh yes, he keeps her close at his side.
I don't think she ever came out of her music box.
She doesn't, until his hoity-toityness decides to take her out for a stroll.
Well, The Plucker started off with me walking through Barnes & Nobles, and I saw the book on the shelf, and it just looked so interesting, I bought it, and it's half novel, half graphic novel. It's about this boy named Thomas, and his father comes home from the war and brings him an African dream warden, and unbeknownst to him, there's an evil spirit in it that gets out and tries to take Thomas's soul. And so Thomas's toys have to rise up and basically defeat the demon to save Thomas's life. My style is that I just like to do things differently. I see things differently. That's why I teach my students in productions and in class. We'll teach them the classics, let's say like Romeo and Juliet, but we did Romeo and Juliet about 4 years ago, and it was the year that Twilight just came out in theaters. So I figured, why not? We did Romeo and Juliet with vampires and werewolves, and we had 6 sold-out shows. So I still I still teach the students the same lesson. The audience gets the classics. They get, the story doesn't change, the language doesn't change, but you give them that little different perspective that keeps their attention. And I basically judge on myself because I have a short attention span. So if I'm bored, I know the students will be bored and the audience will be bored. So I guess I'm my own barometer, but I guess I change with the needs of the audience themselves. For Plucker, for example, is half video, half on stage. So we have live actors on stage, and then we have pre-recorded scenes that will be shown on these two humongous screens that we put up in the theater. So the audience will literally have to be going back and forth at times, watching action that happens on both to get the whole story. And I think that's interesting. I would love to watch a show like that, so hopefully others will as well. The students are always really excited about whatever show we're doing because they're involved and they see it going on. But it's hard to base because if it's something that's never been done, there's nothing to go off of. Other shows we do, we look up reviews, we look up past productions to see how things were done and how things were received, and sometimes we'll pick a show or not pick a show because of that. But when it's something that comes out of my brain, you just kind of hope people believe it and like it. I just have a weird mind because even when I was really little, I would just doodle and draw, and I drew all over my walls, and I would just create, just landscapes and just these weird little creatures and whatnot. So a lot of the things that I do just come out of my head. I draw inspiration a lot from literature. A lot of the plays I've written have come from adaptations of like Wonderland and Neverland, or Peter Pan. And I love finding creativity or looking things in a different way. Let's say like Wonderland it's not actually the story of Alice, it's the story of the Red Queen. And her name was Marianne, and she started off a girl just like Alice. And she was offered the same decisions, but chose a different path. I watch a lot of cartoons still. I'm a big kid at heart. I read a lot of comic books, I still draw. So everything just inspires me. The next thing for me, the first show I wrote, Wonderland, I'm actually trying to make into a novel, which is a completely different world for me because writing a play, you're under a time constraint. Like it has to be so long because that's how long someone can sit there. A novel can be however long you want. So a picture really is worth 1,000 words. I had to take everything I put on stage and actually translate it to a book, which is completely different, but it's a great process I'm discovering. I think being honest above everything helps make a connection with students because theater, unlike a lot of other subjects, is based off of emotion. Students have to be able to feel sad, feel angry, feel sad, and they can't fake it. They have to actually bring this emotion out on stage. So you do have to get real and we talk about life experiences they've had and how to use that towards towards what they're working on stage. And sometimes, thankfully, it helps them out in the real life. I just like to, focus on them being a person, and then after they learn that, they can figure out how to be somebody else.
That sure was pretty.
Oh, beg your pardon, did nothing to bother anyone.
No, wait! I'd like to hear one more.
Oh, don't be silly.
The Garland ISD is very proud to have an outstanding children's chorus for both the 4th and 5th grade students from all over the district. The students audition in the spring of each year, and those students who are selected to be part of this prestigious group start with a week-long camp at the beginning of the summer and then rehearse on Monday evenings throughout the year. Both of the choruses have many performances throughout the year, but one of the highlights of each fall is their tour of college campuses. This year, the 5th grade choir visited Eastfield College, where they performed a concert for the music students at the college. The 4th grade choir traveled to Commerce, where they were not only able to perform for the music education students at Texas A&M Commerce, but also got to work with the college students in small groups. It was a great experience for everyone involved. Let's take a closer look.
Every year, the Garland Children's Chorus takes a tour day, and we go to a college campus and we tour the campus and we do activities there, whether it be singing for college students or working with college students. Basically, we just want to give our students a college experience for the day.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm so delighted that you're here. Welcome to Texas A&M University Commerce. My name is Mrs. Meek. Can you say my name? Mrs. Meek. Very nice. We're going to do some dances together as a group from other countries.
Darla Meek is the coordinator at A&M Commerce, and she teaches basically an elementary methods class. And so students were chosen by her based on who's in the class and probably what major they are. And they had to spend 45 minutes with our students, teaching them singing games, teaching them rhythms, and working with them in small centers. One thing Darla Meek teaches her students in Commerce, and that they showed our students in Garland ISD, is that movement for children is necessary in learning any type of music. So just because we're a choir doesn't mean we're just singing. We're constantly incorporating movement and rhythm and things where the kids can learn by kinesthetically moving.
Good morning, I'm feeling good today, and when I feel this way, it makes me want to say, good morning, I'm feeling good today, and when I feel this way, it makes me want to say, little body motion.
I'm a graduate of A&M Commerce, and I appreciated going back to the college and seeing the music education course for elementary offered there now. Their students really got the experience of working with our students. So when they become music teachers and begin their student teaching experience, they've already had this hands-on experience with our students. Every activity that they did, I've done in my own classroom. And so it was very on par with what we teach in Garland ISD. So that was really a cool thing. Our kids loved it. They had fun. I thought the college students did a fantastic job.
Y'all did so good.
I hope that our students get an understanding of what college life is like for a day. Hopefully when they visit the college, they can get a better understanding, so they'll continue their education, whether it be music or whatever they choose to do. And also to just have that experience working with the college students. And for us this year, we were able to sing in the brand new music hall at A&M Commerce, and they've already given concerts on these pieces. They've done 2 concerts, and then they performed 3 of our holiday pieces. So of course I would think that the 2 strongest would have been from their fall concert, and those probably would have been Night Winds, which is a slow piece, and then Whisper, which is just a fun piece working on dynamics. The kids had a blast. Of course, we got to go to shenanigans afterwards, and as fourth graders, they're excited about that. But as we were at the campus, they were smiling, they were dancing, every child was participating, and on the bus ride home, that's all they could talk about. They were singing some of the songs that the college students had taught them. I know they had a really good time. The value in music education here in Garland ISD isn't just to become a good vocalist or a good instrumentalist. It's about what else we're teaching the students. It's about how music education can help them in math, in science, social studies, reading. Just the other day, a parent, after one of our GCC concerts, told me that her son, because he's having to sit in a focused rehearsal every week for an hour and a half, he is now more focused in his classroom at school, and many of his teachers have told her this. So the importance of music education is not only for music, but it betters them in every subject.
At the time of this taping, we are just beginning the many celebrations for the holiday season. The time between Thanksgiving and the winter break is some of the busiest for our teachers and our students. We estimate that there will be well over 200 student performances during this time. I'd like to invite you to visit the Fine Arts website at www.garlandisd.net/fine arts and review the calendar on that page. There are already many performances listed, and many more are added each day. We hope that you will make it a point to attend some of these outstanding performances. Thank you for watching today. We have a number of shows lined up for this year that will feature many more areas of the fine arts programs in the Garland ISD. As we hear another performance by the 4th grade children's chorus, I do hope that you will join us next time when once again we shine our spotlight on the arts.